Thank you, Grace of Heaven. The virtues of masters, predecessors, grand predecessor, the transmitters, and everyone here for giving me the opportunity to learn to speak today. If there's anything that I am missing, please help me to just recover everything that I should have said. Today, I'm speaking on a very special person and a very special saint. Her name right now is 净化大仙, or the Immortal of Purification. Okay. Yes.
Titles who?
Who is she?
Who is she? Yes.
Anybody knows?
Ashley, do you know? No? Michelle, you know? Wow, you don't know.
Who is she? 净化 sense. Who is she? Yeah, that's why I said it's so simple.
Here's a hint. She's related to somebody here. Two people, actually.
Yeah.
She's related to two people here.
He's a wife of senior gene transmitter, mother of three gene.
The three gene.
Two gene lectures,
Yeah,
one gene
one
master.
transmitter. Yes. So as it is obvious, she has already attained Tao. That's why she has the name Immortal of Purification. When she was a human on this earth, she was a woman. She raised her sons, and she took care of her husband. She raised her children for much of their childhood on an island off of Taiwan called Liuqiu. So her children and her husband and her, they spent much of her life in Taiwan. She was in charge of taking care of and educating her children, and so she met our predecessor in Tainan, and she received the Tao, and she is responsible for propagating the Tao to her husband and to her three sons. This is clearly a very big deal, since her husband is now our leading transmitter in New York today, and her three sons that she took care of and that she used her love to nurture and spread the Tao to, two of them are leading lectures, and one of them is a transmitter. So her merits are very, very important. She was and is very patient and gentle, and there's actually an expression in Chinese that means that a person who looks very gentle and patient and modest on the outside, but inside they're very iron-willed and very disciplined. So she was that kind of lady that you would never be able to tell maybe on the outside, but on the inside she had very high self-expectations, and she was the kind of woman who was always disciplined and always followed the regulations. So she became transmitter Yu. She was transmitter before her husband, and one of her leading achievements. After. Oh, after. Okay. Sorry about that. So after her husband, but both her and her husband were transmitters together. And one of her biggest achievements is that she is responsible for the Tongde Temple, which is a temple in the United States, and later for our very own Happy Buddha Precious Temple. So she was a pioneer and helped set up these temples that are so important to us today. Obviously, we are sitting in Happy Buddha Precious Temple. So she attained the Tao on August 14th, 2003. Interestingly, a few hours before the blackout in New York and much of the Northeast. Although she did not live to see the completion of our new temple, the Happy Buddha Precious Temple, she has always been here with us in spirit and watching over us. So I wanted to show a song that is dedicated to her and is about her. I think it's very beautiful. It describes some of her most important qualities and all that she has done for us. So I hope to play this song. It's called West Lake Spring by the Holy Teacher. So that's what she looked like. Transmitting Master Yu.
柳叶垂，和风微，旭日显光辉。露珠滚滚半池水，莲花朵朵
上面看不到。Sorry, there's like technical malfunction. There we go.
The right hand side is her mother.
Her mother. I wonder who those boys are.
Those boys to you are men
Those
now.
boys. That is our senior transmitter. Oh.
You look like a baby.
That's a good thing.
No, I'm crying.
I'll guide it.
She wrote it.
To purify the heart and mind is truly beautiful. Concentrate on transforming the chi while holding on to the center. Establish a great aspiration with unwavering heart. Become enlightened and immortal. Return to absolute heaven. Okay. Okay, transmitter Lin, did you have something to say?
No, I think it's very good. Good job.
No. There was you were saying how she knew that holy teacher was going to come.
Yeah, because I think the lecture, he and then Kai Wei. I think some of you, because since we have been cultivating with her for many years. Really? Oh yeah, we are with her for how many years?
She motivated most of us.
It's about 7 years for me
Yeah.
with her. Okay, 7 years. No, more than 10 years. Yeah, okay, 10 years. But she is kind of, because one time holy teacher talked to her. She basically very pure person, very holding high standard. So teachers ask her to soften it down, because human beings are not there yet. Okay, as cultivated, we are not there. So let me put it this way for you. Judy and I always the most respect person. One of the most respect person is her, and we always talk about her all the time. We miss her a lot, and she always touched us so much. Sometimes I remember all days. She opened one class, long transmitter, me and Judy, 3 students only, talk about the 4 books. She told us, even she was sick at that time, and then we have a class. And not too many people come. 3 of us were in the class, long transmitter, Judy and me, and then she always teach us 3 of us. She's such a nice, warm person inside, we are so happy she went back to heaven. And then you see the last few words when she was a little unconscious at that time and on the bed. She probably didn't know more than anybody else. And Tai and Xiang, both lecturers, are next to her. But she wrote a few words at the end. Can you imagine the last minute she wrote a few words and then our holy teacher came to take her home. That's probably the best ending we can expect from
Explain to them what the words meant.
Okay. Yeah. Can you go back to the few words? Yeah. Yeah. Because at that time our senior gene transmitter just left the hospital. So she wrote it down and said, please quickly ask gene transmitter coming back immediately because holy teacher is take her back to is waiting for her to take her back to the heaven. So basically
Unfortunately, Tai was the only one in the hospital at that moment, and he wasn't able to read what the words were.
Yeah, no, I was
Now he
there.
knows.
I was there. Right, it was like about 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's already, she already had, at that point the doctor already told me that, her heart is failing, and so, see if she's willing to sign, the waiver to not resuscitate.
Yeah.
And so, I did that, and she was willing. She couldn't talk, right? She has tubes in her mouth, so she signed it. And then so later on, she, I'm waiting with her in there, and so that she wanted to write something or give a message. So I gave her paper. Yeah, obviously she couldn't write very well, so it's, So, but she said, well, she wanted to. Well, she said, holy teacher is waiting for her. Yeah, and to call or to find transmitter Jin. But I said, well, it's kind of late, so I didn't. I said, wait till the morning to call. So I didn't really call. But but then so I around 5 in the morning, I went home and then but another relative Dao Chin went to the hospital in the morning to visit her. And then at that point, I guess the doctor said, it's almost time, and so called, and then so Kai went over to the hospital, and but by that time it's already, I think she's already pretty much gone already, at that point, so.
As a cultivator, that's probably one of the best ending. Okay, who comes to take her back? Holy teacher. Okay, but also it's also good for all of us. All of us, we cultivate with her. We know the reason I'm here today. I saw they become a Senzen Buddha. Then I saw all of us, every one of us, have opportunity to become Senzen Buddha too. Because you can see the person next to you, the way they cultivate, the way they behave themselves, they do that. So we all can do it. But the way I respect her a lot, because old days, because when some temple members don't come to temple at all, you know what they do? He and Yu transmitter, they drove a car, waiting for outside of apartment for the person, waiting for the person, so the person maybe go to shopping or something. They wait there for the temple member. So all those temple members are touched by those transmitters. They don't only came to the temple later on, because they touch them in different ways. But she is such a nice and beautiful, holding very high standard, and then always request certain. That's why you can see 3 kids that she has. They are beautiful people because they give Jin and her holding very high standard, especially her, very very demanding. And we are very happy for her, especially she can go back there. And then we are also lucky to have a few years with her, right? And then that period, you learn a lot from her. That's a beautiful. She always, no matter what people see about her, she always really restricted herself. Whatever she does, that's very good. Not easy. Especially sometimes when people are not around us, we sort of take it a little easier. She's always very precise what she needs to do. So we can learn from that. What is the high standard? Because at that time, I think now, so 仙佛 I always remember those words. 虚光老师跟他讲，强意思叫做清者则无鱼呀。What does that mean? 水清则无鱼。为什么？ when you are so restricted, very, very high, you know how those temple members will not be able to reach, will not be able to there, to not be there. 所以清楚宇宙中。
It means that when the water in the pond is just crystal clear, then you can't expect to have fish in there.
Yeah.
They need all kind of living organisms,
Yeah.
even some dirt.
Yeah, so sometimes as her positions, you need to be a little flexible, a little, yeah, it's different. Yeah, so you need to, yeah, because she always, she's request really high on the certain standard, okay? Even, I give you one example. One time, I was quite new, okay? And they tried to promote me as a lecturer, okay? Then, at that time, I knew I'm not even qualified, okay? I was not even qualified. So decided, no, it's not qualified yet at this moment, okay? So I think she did very good stand up. That's why I learned a lot from her. So you can, in our temple, we do certain things, you need to follow the rules. She always does that. So people give her a lot of respect. So in this temple, she probably knew more than anybody else. People give her the most respect. Right? Am I correct? After today. So you can see why. You see always those transmitters always talk about her, right? Why? Because she based on the principle. No 人情道. Not because you're a good person, I do this for you. No. The rule is the rule.
But she gets very close to each member, even
Yeah.
though she always said this is the rule, and she doesn't follow people's heart and mind.
Yeah.
But she will individually motivate each one of us.
Yeah.
If she doesn't see me for 1 week, immediately follows a phone call to make sure I'm okay. Okay? So she's very kind-hearted and very compassionate.
Especially you're correct, that's beautiful. Especially when I didn't come to the temple at all. In the beginning, I didn't even come. She gave me a little space there. Because sometimes we are pushing too hard. Then you know what? It's reverse. Okay? People don't understand that. But we call people, say, you got to come to the temple, you got to do this. When the new member, you got to give them a little space. You see what I mean? Why they don't come? Maybe they see something they don't like to see. Okay? We got to give them a little space. Once they pass the period, they will come automatically. You know what I mean? Then she will help you step by step. Let me put this way for you. One time we have a meeting. Okay, after I came to the temple regularly, and one time we are inside the car. And then her transmitter, you see the other transmitter, we have her transmitter, and with her inside the back seat of the car. You know what they told me? She told me, said, you know, we are so worried about you. Because all days when they have a meeting, sometimes you can see people are arguing. And then we worry about might test you and you might run away from this environment. So our holy teacher always tell us in the temple, the teacher, I remember holy teacher always told me on the side, separately. He said, no matter what happens in this temple, individuals get a lot of, maybe the person is get a lot of委屈.
They being wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah, even you do right, people complain, criticize you, okay? But no matter what happened to everybody, we need to be in harmony state in this temple. Because any new member coming in, we don't have to say a word. They can feel this energy. We can feel this harmony energy, you know. So we need to show as the models, walk the walk, show our example. The teacher always said, our holy teacher said, but she really, our Jinhua sense really set up a lot of example for all of us. Her stand up, probably I cannot reach there. It's hard to reach there in the last lifetime, but she really set up good example. She doesn't get angry and outside. You don't see that. That's what you have to learn from her. Because even we are so busy, so many. At that time, before we built this temple, we have so many problems, so many challenges. A lot of human factor, especially money factor, and then we have different people going the different directions. But she is a person unify everybody together. She is a person unify even all the transmitter too. We have a different transmitter at that time. You can see that when we have a different transmitter, she is the only person who can unify all together. By the time she passed away, you can see people started some people left the temple after that, right? Yeah, but after she passed away. So she was a person, it's like guru of the temple. That's pretty sweet. So we have all the respect.
Yeah, of course she's the oldest among all her siblings.
Yeah, so everybody listen to her.
So yeah, everybody.
And then
listens
she
to
had
her.
that respect from the people too, from all the transmitter too, not just for the members. So we are happy for her for the ending. She go back to the original place she had in heaven. Thank you. It's good to have cultivate with her for a few years, yeah, and then know the person. I think we should, if we get a chance, people should start to read this book inside. Talk a lot of.
It's in Chinese.
Yeah. But the Holy Teacher also came down to give the scriptures. Holy Teacher, okay? And then what happened to her when she came down to the, do we have a few minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, when she came down the reunion with us in 2004, she passed away in August 2003. July 2004, we have a reunion with her. And she talked about what happened. The first thing she said that because for transmitter had a mandate book, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We couldn't find a mandate book. Every transmitter, when you decide governor or mayor, when you become governor, they give you one right?
Seal.
Stamp, right?
Seal.
Then you got to hold this one. When transmitter who passed away or governor who leave this job, they have to give this seal back, right? Stamp back. So we couldn't find her transmitter mandate book. Okay? We searched whole Tongde temple. We couldn't find it. Can you probably remember, right? You know what happened? When she came down, the first thing she told us where it is. So where it is. Okay? We couldn't find it for a year, 1 year. And she told us where it is. So, and then a lot of stuff, we talked to the Jin transmitter, all of us. Jin probably remember, okay, this comes back to the Mindashi, separate one. But she told to each one of us, talk about all what we should do. So it's a beautiful book, very beautiful book. Everybody should read it. Thank you.
Did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes.
I was going to say it's also really good being around your sons.
Oh, yeah.
That they were the first ones that I really heard the teachings from, and so.
Yeah, good.
That's
Good to
true.
have their children with us.
Yeah.
I think they are also the leader for our group too.
Yeah. So just to wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to share my experience of researching and reading all about her. I always appreciate being assigned these Buddhas to research about because I know that on my own I would never know anything about it. And then it's always after researching and knowing more, I feel inspired. So in this particular, like I'm always inspired by all the stories, but in this particular case, two things stood out to me. Number one is that she attained Tao like pretty recently, 2003, and I feel like sometimes we always think that the Buddhas are only from the past, from like the ancient times. You know, that was when it was easiest to become a Buddha, and nowadays in the 21st century it's so hard to be one. But I think these are like living examples of people who can attain Tao like very recently, even in the world we live today.
天道是求道。
成道.
成道, yeah.
Yeah. So,
We always use that term.
So it can
Attain
No,
Tao.
always use that term. From the very beginning, I've listened to the lecture. It's always attain Tao.
You can say achieved.
Or
Or
achieve.
achieve Tao.
It's the
Or
same meaning.
return to heaven.
The ultimate achievement of this Tao.
Yeah.
I mean, after
Chinese
Yeah.
是不同的意思的。
attain,
No, English attain means achieve.
Yeah.
成道 means attain the Buddha.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 这个叫成道。
Yeah. And
成佛成仙做佛
my second point is that I personally feel that I need to have more self-discipline. Like in her case, it was like the water is so clear that there's no fish in it. But for me, it's like the water is so dirty that there's no fish in it. So definitely for me, I need to work on this being patient and gentle on the outside, but having very high self-discipline inside. That's something I personally really need to work on. And so hearing somebody who had such high self-expectations that she needed to be spoken to is like amazing to me. So that is a personal goal of mine.
Good job.
Thank you.
Did you ever meet her?
No.
Even as a little girl?
As a child, yes, but I don't remember.
You don't remember
No.
her?
So I asked my dad this morning, and he said we have been around her before, but now I was too young. So yeah,
At least you met her.
I guess so.
It's good. It's those kind of sense put out during our cultivation period, the lifetime.
Yeah.
But you experience that.
Yeah.
You can become sensitive.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
You feel the love. Yeah. Even Termin says too.
Yeah.
Even her mother. You can
Her
feel
mother passed away not that long before
it.
her.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
2002? I think it was 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that
Before
long.
Yeah.
Just a year.
Yeah, just a year.
Yeah.
And then she spent all her time taking care of her before her mom passed away. And after her mom passed away, then she became sick herself. Okay. So yeah.
It's kind of touching story, especially for her. But I think it's also good for her. It's a good ending. And you see the person become cultivate, become Buddha, become saint.
So Virginia suggested that we hear from her sons, okay, lecturer Kai and lecturer Tai, okay, about their mother.
Okay.
No, for your mother, you gotta take time off.
Okay, we start with the.
No, I mean, yeah, no, that's right. That description is right. I mean, she's, has a high standard for herself. But I don't think, yeah, maybe she kind of initially kind of imposed on other people, but
No, I remember she never pushed me.
Yeah.
Not once did she ever.
She's
Very accommodating.
comfortable.
Very comfortable. She never lectures me. She's always trying to get to where my problem is and try to comfort me. Okay, that's what I
She's
mean.
good at that.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I guess maybe, yeah, the way she treats people is it's whatever is appropriate for, the person. And,
She's good at that.
yeah. So yeah, she never really gets angry in public, right? So
I never seen that.
yeah, so that's something I guess maybe learned from our predecessor. Never gets angry. It's always kind, even though maybe did something wrong. Still, it's very yeah. I mean, it's just following the propriety, I guess. It's just maybe later on the side, talking to the person. Maybe that's the way it's done.
She's very soft spoken. You would never hear her arguing with anybody.
Yeah. What else? I mean, in life, I mean, she's endured a lot too. I mean, because, well, yeah. I mean, the family life, yeah, it hasn't always been good. Because the husband, had a bad temper. He's much better now, but so.
Not easy to change it, even us.
So I mean, so she was, so she had to cultivate, at that time, and dealing with the situation, it's kind of tough on her. It's like she's the only one, right? Because we're kids, so we're not really cultivating yet, but so yeah, that's I don't know, but she stuck with it, so the this yeah, she she knows that this.
It's touchy.
Kai, take over. Hello.
Easy.
Can we hear
Scholar.
from you about?
There's one paragraph here, couple of paragraph here is very touching. When she came down to talk to all of us during the reunion class, you know what she said? It's a gene transmitter. We are been affinity with husband and wife together. She is really appreciated very much. And thank you for you have a big heart, big mind for me. When we are alive, sometimes we have a little struggle, an argument, something are not always agree together. But ask you to forgive me, forgive her, okay? I'm a little younger, so I cannot think that too much as you do. So even we are old husband and old wife, so wish you get rid of all unpleasant things, let it go. Okay? Only remember all the good things between us. Okay? In here, let me say sorry to you if I do something improperly, and then ask you for your sorry for me. And also thank you for you to take care, also help to take care of our whole family and include all other brothers, sisters, and whole family. Because we have affinity, that's why we become husband and wife. Yeah, because of this affinity, I become wife of you, and also you become daughter-in-law of your family. Okay, but in a life when she was alive, she didn't cherish enough. But to be a wife at this moment, I have a small thing to ask you. Because of affinity, we are together. Because the affinity can become a relative. Okay, with all the relatives, we want to have a harmony together from now on. So please tolerate my sisters and brothers. Yeah, sometimes they say something, they don't mean it. So for this temple, everybody try to do their best, and then do not. The harmony is the most important thing between all of us. Do not put everything inside to hurt this harmony. Okay? With this harmony in the temple, that's why temple is getting bigger and bigger, and more people come to receive now. Okay? We need to unite together. So more and more people have affinities will come to join us, become a big temple. Is that all right? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. So it's a touching paragraph. That. See? When saints go back to the heaven, what happened? They come back, always tell us, I'm sorry I did this one, and ask for your forgiveness. Even they have become Buddha, they still ask for forgiveness from human beings. So even human beings, we make more mistakes than they do, but sometimes we forgot to do that. Yeah. Thank you. Jean, you want to say something?
I can't. I'm crying.
You're touching.
Johnny knew her.
Johnny knew her.
But when I started coming to the temple at first, the temple was downstairs, the sister was in the back. And even though she did not speak a lot of English to me, but when we come in and we have to pay respect, and so the transmitter, the words never were spoken, but the way that she bowed back, returned the bow, and there's always this something about the way that she did it, and her expression always made me feel as if, well, I'm welcome. And then I was traveling a lot in those days, so sometimes I would miss a Sunday or two. When I do show up the next day, I could feel that she's saying, without words, it's so good to see you today.
Yeah.
And that every time that happened, it made me feel like if I have to come.
Yes.
And it was very good. And if I had a question and I asked someone about the question and they go to her, she would always stop what she's doing and give me. So not like some people would say, okay, in a minute, but she always get that answer right away. And that is really something good about her. So
Good.
She gets close to every person in the temple. Okay. Yeah. She touched everybody's heart. Okay. She doesn't keep her distance. Okay. She gets close to everybody.
She also comes to New Jersey every week. We have a class in New Jersey for Dao De Jing, Dao virtuous scriptures, and then she always there in the Jin transmitter's house, right? Hongren temple. We always talk together every week. New Jersey, every week she's always there.
Yeah.
Besides New York, she always in New Jersey too. Yeah. Anyone else remember her? Saw her before? Yeah. 军的时候你还没有哈，书讲那个书讲师你应该记得很好。
Just saw her
Yeah.
2 times.
Okay.
Ah. I met her from the moment I received my Tao, which is 25 years ago.
When I came to the temple, I didn't want to come, so I was away for a few years, right? She always took care,
Yeah.
little bit each. You can feel the love and feel she cares about you. Yeah.
She does.
something I notice about her too is every time we're doing something, that she, even as the transmitter, she's always doing something, you know. And if someone goes to say, "Child, let me do this," she'd say, "No, no, you go ahead," and she'd just keep. So, you know, she was that type of person. She was not, some people in authority, they don't want to do anything. Not her. She was always, she would start to do anything in temple first, like setting an example for other people. And I think that is a great sign of a great leader. No?
I learned all my rules and regulations from her. She was my teacher. Okay, she taught me everything. I knew how to clean the temple, what to do before and after I clean the stand. She taught me everything.
Sometimes I always have her in my mind because okay, you try to do certain thing, then you try to say, okay. She always that kind of role model there for us. So you know what you have to do in certain moment, especially in temple. You can see everybody has different rules, but her always set out rule very fair, open, and transparent. Especially you can see the temple rule there. You don't even have to argue or do anything. You know, things comes, you know what to do because that's very fair, very good decision always comes down from her. Yeah, you can feel it, right? Remember, that's why I always remember.
Oh, time is up. I guess we have a down receiving ceremony.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Christine, you knew her, right?
Yeah, perhaps.
This was
I mean, I was pretty little, but I remember everything she did was very graceful. She seemed like, almost like a Lady Buddha, the way she talked and the way she presented herself was very graceful. And I remember when I was little, she was sick, and I made her card. And then after she passed away, she still had it. And she, kept it all those years. And you can just tell, she had the compassion for everyone. It was beautiful.
All right, we all spoke except Kai, so we excuse him. He's too busy. He's too busy. Right, Kai? You want to speak now?
Kai, don't be the type to run away from your feelings.
Because he's afraid he may cry.
Aww. It's okay to confront your feelings sometimes. Not that this is a psychologist session, but... Alright.
So next week is the Dharma class. Alright? So everybody please show up early and dress in the proper attire. And bring a lot of people. A lot.
How many people?
Oh, staff member to show up at 7:30. Okay, if you want to eat here, then show up earlier, so we have more time to eat. Okay, 7:30.
7:30 if you don't want to eat. If you want to eat.
Yeah, 7.
the
7 if you want to eat.
staff members probably should eat before the class members.
Yeah.
come in.
Because the class members eat at 8, around 8.
7:30.
The class
They
members?
want to have breakfast.
Oh.
In the morning.
Yeah, be too late.
Oh my goodness.
You cannot come so late.
We won't be here. Actually, we
Yeah,
will.
we
We will be
need you
here.
to translate, so you're very important.
Good.
Come at 7.
Okay, so try to wear a white top, okay, and a dark either pant or skirt, up to you. Okay, with a collar, okay, nothing exposed, and sleeves. With a short sleeve or long sleeve, your preference, but with a collar and sleeve.
All our
Okay.
ancestors will be here. All ancestors.
Yes.
And all the people, who we owe in previous lives,